Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today is going to be a special one for me. Today I'm going to talk about the three worst Zen pinball tables that we have on the library currently. I currently have 77 tables available on my system on the 4K, but today I'm going to go over my the absolute worst Zen tables. And I know it's going to be controversial to some, but I have to do it, and I want your guys' opinions, thoughts. I know there's some of these tables you guys are really like, and that's really shocking to me because I can't stand them. And so I thought I'd go through them today and just see what you guys think. So for number three, this is one that I didn't have a lot of faith for in the first place, but it has some dynamics that really can't even take place, and so it's not Space Invaders. I have my gripes with Space Invaders, but it's not that. It is actually Star Trek Discovery is my third worst Zen table to date. So we'll go ahead and play it. I'll give you my thoughts on why I don't like it, and then we'll show you the other two. So today's going to be a list of three. I have about 5 tables I really don't like. This table, first of all, I know nothing. I've watched Deep Space Nine as a kid. I watched Star Trek Next Generation as a kid. I never seen this show at all. There's a lot of that. There's a theme there that some of these things I really haven't had or haven't seen. This particular table has some stuff that I really can't stand. We'll go ahead and play it. First of all, the skill shot makes no damn sense. It says you're supposed to loop it around one of the bumpers. I don't know. It's really kind of a crazy thing. You're supposed to try to loop it around. The colors are all really cool. I don't like that the ball can warp. There's other ways to warp, but you see that in some Zen pinball tables, so it's not a tragedy that it warps. But at the same time, there's some things that I just cannot stand about this table. It's not overly terrible in a lot of ways. Like, it follows pinball logic for a lot of things, but it's not particularly fun either. There's this weird spinning thing, but right here, it goes through this weird orbit thing. I'm going to capture this ball here, but look at this flipper. What is this? This is an impossible flipper. This flipper cannot exist in real life, and it just drives me out of my mind. This thing can pivot on the one side and then can pivot on the other, and I'm like, what is that? I would like to know who came up with that. Is this supposed to be some magnetic camera or magnetic trick that they're thinking that could technically be done in real life? Maybe it doesn't matter that it can be done in real life, but I can't stand it. The pinball table is just kind of a mess to me. I'm not particularly bad at it. It's just not a great table, and I don't know. I've tried to do all the different drop targets for this, and you pick up these. You try to do the drop targets here. This little play field, you can do some stuff up there. I don't know. I just super disappointed with this table. The back glass is pretty cool. Like, if I skew it up to the back glass, you can see the back glass is pretty darn sweet. I love the theming of it. There's some really cool stuff going on there, but man, it just doesn't seem to work. So anyway, that is number 3 on my list, Star Trek Discovery. Next up, this one I actually really played a lot on the PS3 era. That's going to narrow it down immediately, but I played it on the PS3. I played it on the PlayStation Vita. I even played it on the Nintendo Switch. And that would be Borderlands 2, is number 2 on my list of Zen's worst tables. Now, some of you are like, oh my god, this guy's an idiot. I love Borderlands. I also love Borderlands, the video game. The pinball table, to me, is an absolute frickin' mess, and it disappoints me in many ways. So, Claptrap, what an awesome character for a pinball table, right? Claptrap is awesome. He says all kinds of cool things. But the problem with this table that I have, this skill shot is here nor there. You can select your person with the flippers, and then you just need to match up the plunge with. If you basically hit the 1-2 ahead of your character, you're basically going to get it. So if I let this go right about now, I actually just missed that. So anyway, all of these shots to these characters right in the middle, that's just to me, it's bad design. I know a lot of people will say, hey, that's pretty cool. Anytime you're shooting stuff that's halfway up the board like this all the time, it feels super dangerous. You have this kind of slingshot shot from the left to the right to the skag, which is kind of nice. I don't know. It does have a magna save, but I tell you what, I've had the upper part of this table really doesn't do much. You basically have a capture disc with Psycho. You have one shot, one flipper over here to this. You rarely ever get to the bumpers. The car does what? Nothing really. It just sits there. So this whole upper part of the playfield is kind of useless. I really don't like this table, and it disappoints me in so many ways. I do like the mechanic where you can get to the end of a ball and it'll like knock you down to one knee like you could in the game, and you have to kill somebody to be able to stand back up and get the rest of the chance. I don't know, just doing this type of shot again and again and again and again, it's just not good. So I know there's going to be people here that'll be like, hey man, you missed out, you missed the point of the table. You know, hit me up in the comments, tell me what you hate, what you like about this table. Like, I love the graphics. The sound effects kit doesn't do a terrible job of relaying any information. It actually does a nice job. Low scoring table, which I'm here nor there on, as long as it's consistent. It does seem a little lower than it should be, even at that. But either way, Claptrap is absolutely awesome. Let's see if I can get it this. Yeah, I got it that time. So I don't know. Maybe I feel like I've played this table 30 or 40 times trying to get it, like just trying to understand it, trying to love it, and I just can't seem to get there. So tell me what your thoughts are. Let's see if I can get back up to the upper playfield here. It has this weird kick out, which I'm here nor there on, but it's, you know, you're trying to make that ramp shot all the time just to do anything, just so you can get that one shot. You get Psycho down here, and I thought this would be funner, but you look more fun. Excuse my French. But you hit the guy one time in the foot, and then he goes back up there. It's like, come on, man. I feel like they could have done so much more with that. I don't know. It's just a bad table. Hit me up in the comments. Tell me your thoughts. I'd love to hear them. But that one, to me, is just not great. And for number one, this is the one that I had the most. I was super excited to play this game. I bought this pack specifically for this particular game, honestly, because I love the theme. I love a sci-fi theme. It's not another Star Wars table, but I tell you what, this table is absolutely infuriating to me. Homeworld, number one worst table on the Zen library thus far. So, again, this table, I knew nothing about the video game. I love the lore that's spoken in the beginning here about finding the stone that had the name Hagara on it with the intergalactic map. All that's really cool. It's an RTS game apparently on the PC. Everything lines up to be like this incredible table. It's got awesome colors. It looks amazing. But oh my god, this table, I wanted to love it. I really did. But I just can't get into it. I played and played and played. I think I'm 6th overall on this table, so it's not like I'm terrible at it. It's just not good. So the skill shot, whatever. You get two options here. I'm going to lose the ball right away. Look at that. So the first skill shot is here for $1 million, or you can go up the ramp for $2.5 million. So you do this shot again and again and again and again to build this ship, apparently, so that you can start the modes. Now, the modes in here are pretty much how you play the entire game. There's not a lot of side quests that I could find. There's a few, you know, you can help the ramps for salvage and a couple other things, but you do this shot here up the middle 6 times just to get into a mode. It's not super hard. It isn't perfectly consistent, which is fine. And pinball should not be consistent as far as how it kicks out and stuff. But you make this shot up that ramp to this spot so many times. This is gonna kick out and go to my right flipper. No, it didn't. So I'm gonna make that round. The ball physics on this are super bouncy for whatever reason. I don't know why. They seem to be bouncier than Moses end tables. This shot up the middle is infuriating. Oh, don't get me started. This saucer thing where it goes across this toy. What is it doing? That should have fallen at least 3 times before that. Sitting on that razor's edge just doesn't make sense to me. It's a weird toy. Not only that, I think you have to hit that shot like 8 times or 9 times to be able to do it. I feel like I want to nudge the ball every time it gets up there just to get it off of that stupid thing. I hate it. And I know I'm venting about this table, but man, when you get into a mode, it's actually pretty darn cool. It's not Battlestar Galactica cool, but see, now I've completed that, right? So I've got those 6 things. Now I need to get another shot to stay right in the middle there. And you think, oh, that's simple. You just throw it up there. It'll be like a funnel, right? It'll just capture that. So wait for this to come back around. Again, I like the music theming. I don't even mind this stupid where it pops up right on your flipper. At least it notifies you with a blinking light and stuff. Come on, get up there. And again, it's not like I'm bad at this table. See, there's a shot. Should have maybe made it. Haven't got into a mode yet. So that's one ball. Try it again. I'm gonna take this shot where it rolls down. So I got a million and lost a ball. Again, bouncy physics. I gotta settle this ball down so I can actually make that shot. There, I actually got it. Gardens of Kadesh. Yeah, we'll do Gardens of Kadesh. So the modes in here, not too bad. It does this cool like graphical sweep. It does a color change, which I really love. Battlestar Galactica does that too, which is pretty awesome. So now I have to hit these little ships out of the way of the ramps. So I'm gonna go to that stupid toy again. Like, what? I don't understand it. Tell me if it has something to do with the game. If there's like some type of theming there that I'm missing. But man, oh man, absolutely lost it. So now I've lost that mission, right? You think, oh, well, I just need to get back into the mission, right? No, you got to do that whole stupid thing again. So you're going to take another 6 to 8 shots, maybe more, to go to another mode. Here I'm on my 3rd ball. I've done 1 mode, didn't even complete it. And you could say, well, get good, right? Sure, you can get good, but I just feel like there's not a lot of return on investment on this table. So I'm going to make that shot again and again and again. Oh, look, I lost that ball. So I lost my ball save. So try that again. There's not you hear some very subtle music in this. There's not a lot of voiceovers. There's some, not very much. The sound effects kit is not particularly loud, so you're not being blasted with rocket ships or space sounds all that much. So being an RTS, you expect the game to be a little slower themed, a little more technical, right? And I would expect that too. So I'm fighting this ball off just to get into a mode. Get in there. All right. So let's see if we can't get in there. We're going to do that again. So for whatever reason, from the left side, this shot to the middle is super hard. But the right, I actually have a lot more success. And yeah, there we go. So lost it anyway. So that's ball 3. Oh, so anyway, like I said, I've probably played this game a good 40, 50 times, I bet. It's not one I like. I actually can't stand it. Let's be honest. I played this game. I keep trying to play it, thinking there's got to be something I'm missing. There's some nuance, or I just need to learn the table better. I haven't found it.
All systems online.
I want to love it. If you guys have got tips or thoughts on it, I'd love to hear them. What is with this? I don't get that thing. It feels like it just stays on that razor's edge way too long. If they change that, I think that would be really good. Make that ball fall a little sooner, and you feel like you have some level of physical or some physics control in it. So for this next thing, when you're doing the modes, make it so that once you've done it, it's locked. Make you make the final shot every time in between balls, but to make you redo those 6 or 7 shots, it's between 6 and maybe 8 shots by the time you actually make it into a mode. And again, straight up the middle. So you're dealing with that polarity of you're probably going to lose your ball a couple times dealing with that. So here you are in ball 3. You haven't even done a mode yet. I just don't get it. So that is my top 3 worst Zen tables for the 4K. Thoughts and comments in the section, in the comments, and please, if you're watching this channel, 85% of the people who watched have not subscribed. I'm looking to get to 50 subscribers so I can start doing some lives, and we can go over some of these tables, and maybe you could teach me a thing or two about what's good, what isn't, and why I should like these tables more. Borderlands, I wanted to love. It's a theme I've always liked. Star Trek Discovery, the Kelvin timeline's pretty good. Deep Space Nine, super simple, I think. It's fine. Next Generation is by far the best Star Trek table, obviously. I paid $15 for it, so it's got to be. And then, of course, Homeworld, which I had no expectation of, other than it just looked really, really cool. And it just falls completely flat. I really wish this table was better. With a couple of tweaks, it could have been really, really good. Luckily, we got Battlestar Galactica, which basically fixed everything wrong with this table and made everything great. So, anyway, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. And we'll see you on the leaderboards.